I said I'd come when they're graduating, and 63 graduates, 14 of them are veterans, 4 are fathers of babies who were born during the training period, and we want to keep getting more cadet classes. That's one of my goals as a governor of our state. We have some of our state policemen hired in the late 70s, early 80s that are retiring, and we have to replenish their ranks. We have really a proud force, and we have work to do in that area, but this class today is the best of the best, and I was really honored to be here at their graduation. I'd answer any questions.
We talked a lot about public safety. Can you address that? You're going next to a site.
Yeah, well, our state passed a law. I signed it 3 years ago. I helped get it passed. It was a job recovery law, and one of the items in that effort was to build a new forensic laboratory in Belleville, Illinois for our state police. It's about 64,000 square feet, much larger than the facility they're using right now in Fairview Heights. And we need to have this kind of 21st century technology, to make sure that everything is done properly. And we have the equipment and technology necessary to help our policemen carry out their duties. So I thought today was an important day to emphasize public safety in Illinois. It's not only on our roads and our highways, our state police are always there, but when it happened last spring, we had a terrible flood on the Mississippi River. Illinois State Police protected property and people. Not one person lost their life. Same way with what happened with that snowstorm up in northeastern Illinois last year, terrible snowstorm. We had to deploy the National Guard, and our state police were there rescuing motorists after motorists. So whether it's day-to-day or disasters that occur upon us, we have to understand that we have well-trained, committed state policemen. And just reading their oath of office, it's so inspiring to me. They will not compromise with crime, and at all times uphold our laws and our Constitution. And we have to have men and women who come forward and go through this very rigorous training. And after 25 weeks, they're ready to go.
Will the state police be aided, or would they be aided if everyone in Illinois were required to register their handguns?
Well, I saw that bill was proposed yesterday by the mayor of Chicago. I think the legislature will address the bill. I think that it's important that I have spoken on the subject of this area of crime control, of dealing with assault weapons. That's where my focus is. I think we should ban assault weapons in our state, and I think that has the ability to get a majority of legislators behind it.
Would there be a majority supporting registration of handguns? Do you believe?
Well, I think that has an uphill climb, and I'm going to see what members of the legislature do with that particular legislation. I think it's important to have committee hearings, and the legislature will give its wisdom, and I think that's a healthy process.
So you made the commitment to be here today. You made the commitment to be here at the start of this class's session. 54% of people in the state do not approve of your job performance. What do you think it's going to take to get better, and why do you think that is?
Well, last time I checked, we have elections in democracies, and our democracy is alive and well. We had an election in 2010. I said before the election I was prepared to do very tough things necessary to repair the damage that had been done to our state by my 2 predecessors, both of whom are headed, one's in jail, the other one's headed to jail. This is not an easy job, and I take on the challenge every day with great relish. Polls come up and down. I've learned that in the course of my public life of about 40 years. I'm pretty resilient, and I think the people of Illinois know that you have to have a governor who has fortitude to take on very tough issues and challenges that need to be addressed in order to make us a better state. So that's all I do. Every day I worry about that and only that.
Governor, could you comment on what Director Hamos is doing with HFS to address Medicaid fraud right now?
Yeah, well, I have a lot of confidence in Julie Hamos. We want to deal with the issue of any kind of fraudulent behavior anywhere in state government. We have to root it out, ferret it out, and bring it to justice. That goes for Medicaid. And so Director Hamos sent a letter to the federal government that we think we have a system in place that can enhance our ability to detect any fraud. We made it clear in that letter that we're going forward with our program. I'm going to be speaking in detail about reforming and restructuring our Medicaid at the budget address, which will be a week from this coming Wednesday. So there'll be a lot of detail about
Anything you
that.
care to share today?
Well, we have to reduce expenditures there, there's no question about it. So we'll have to do this. I think what's important is Medicaid has to be a wellness system that's there for the benefit of the recipients. We want to make sure that they have good, healthy outcomes. We don't want to have a system that just has a structure that provides payments to providers without maybe enough attention to the wellness of those who they're providing to. My goal is to have a healthcare system in Illinois called Medicaid that has healthier people. And so we will propose restructuring that will be dramatic and necessary for not only paying the bills, but also for making sure we have healthy citizens.
And a quick follow-up, where do you stand on higher ed spending this fiscal year?
Well, I want to make sure we invest in education, period. We had a great meeting the other day with our university presidents and our community college presidents. They came to the governor's mansion. I was told it's the first time since 1999 or thereabouts we had such a gathering. I think the governor's got to work with these leaders, educational leaders, on investing in higher education, particularly scholarships for deserving students. We have a program called MAP, Monetary Assistance Program. It's been around more than half a century. It's vital to many students being able to go to college. They have the ability to go, but they don't have the finances, so they need a scholarship. And we've been able to do that in Illinois, but we need to do more. And I'm going to talk about that in the budget address. That we, as I said in the budget address, you cannot just cut your way to prosperity. We must grow and build our economy, and that starts with education, and especially higher education. When we have these very well-trained graduates, they stay in our state and they grow our economy and they create jobs and invent businesses, and we need to have that more and more. And so we'll be talking about that at the budget.
Senator Cook had what maybe was his final surgery this week, and had to go to